Welcome to the Ballsy Podcast. My name is Pixie. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the comments. I really appreciate it. This is a podcast dedicated to immigrants all over the world. I will try to share the knowledge that I have with you and hope it helps somebody out there. So, last week I talked about the things you need to know before you travel out, and I could not finish everything that I wanted to talk about on that episode. So this is a continuation of that episode. So last week I talked about changes that will happen in your body when you travel out and things that you need to be ready for. So brace yourself up for. So before you travel out, you need to do research. If you're going to a particular country, do a research on the country, and if you're going to a particular state in that country, do a research. Don't just do any research. Find out what the state law is concerning immigrants. Find out what the city law is concerning immigrants. Find out if it is a sanctuary state. A sanctuary state is a state that protects immigrants, that the laws cover immigrants. And not every state in America have that covering. Not every state in America is a sanctuary state. There are a few states. I'm going to call their names so you know. Sanctuary states in America are California, Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York City, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington. These are sanctuary states. What is a sanctuary state? A sanctuary state is a state that protects immigrants, that they don't really discriminate regardless of your immigration status. That does not mean that people there will not be racist to you. No. It means that, for example, just because you are in that state and you didn't do nothing wrong, they can't just throw you out. For them to throw you out, it's either you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, or you've committed an offense that is considered violent or life threatening, or just breaking the law. Then that can be grounds for deportation. But if you're just minding your business, doing your thing, going your own and coming, and nobody's pointing finger at you or trying to get you in trouble, you're fine. You're sorted out. And with sanctuary states, you can get jobs, right? Well, it might not be the kind of jobs that you want, but you can get jobs that can get you by. You can get jobs that you can just use to put food on your table until things sort themselves out, or until you're stabilized. I didn't know these things when I traveled, right? I had no idea. I didn't do any research on the state. I just traveled. All right. So actually, I traveled to school. So that is, my reason for traveling. So, but for people who are, I don't know, whatever you're traveling for, but you need to know these things so that when you're working, you need to know the law, what the labor law says about immigrants, so that you will not sit there and then people walk all over you and treat you like you are nothing. Okay, so you need to know when someone is discriminating against you. You need to know when someone is taking advantage of you because you are an immigrant, because people will take advantage of you the moment they find out that you are an immigrant and that you are undocumented and that probably you are new into the country. That is automatic ground for people to take advantage of you because you're new. So you need to know these things so that even if you're new in town, people will not take advantage of you. Africans take advantage of other Africans. So you need to know what the labor law says, okay? You will not be a victim if you know what the law says in the region where you're traveling, and what covers you and what doesn't cover you. So you know where to draw the line, okay? Because you have to choose your battles, right? So there's something I have found out about Africans in America, most of them. It's like a competition. Like, let's say someone comes into America and they've been here for like 10 years, and then you see someone who just came in like 6 months ago, and they get a good job, a decent job. And then you see the people that have been here for 10 years being jealous and just being mean and spiteful and just being unnecessarily irritated at this new guy or this new girl. And then they make silly comments like, how can he be making all that money? Someone that just came yesterday. So this brings me to my next topic. Don't tell all your problems to people, even if they're from your country, even if they're your that they are considered your sister and brother. Because let me tell you, in America, there's nothing like East Africa, South Africa, North Africa. It's just Africa. It's like, where are you from? I'm African. Okay, you are automatically like shoved into a box. You have the Italians, you have the Asians, you have the Jamaicans, you have the African Americans, you have the Africans. Okay, so it's not like you have the East Africans, the West Africans, the North. No, no, no. It's not like that. So just because you are lucky enough to find someone from the same country, from the same states, doesn't mean that they are for you. Doesn't mean that they mean well for you. Doesn't mean that they want the best for you. I hate sharing stories about people that I help, but I will share this story. I met this lady. She's from Africa. She's Nigerian as well. As a matter of fact, she's from my place, like my state, right? So we met at a training. So she just got here. So she started telling me that, oh, I'm new here. I came last week. I'm like, oh, welcome. How are you adjusting? She's like, it's rough. I know it's rough on anybody. Okay, as long as they just got here, it's rough adjusting, culture shock, all that stuff. So she said she's looking for a job. I said, okay. So I started asking around, right? She also met another Nigerian, same state, told her, and that one said, oh, I'm a nurse. So and I've been here for like 20 years. I don't know. And then she said, okay, I'll help you get a job. So because you have to spread your tentacles, like I like to say, so that you tell people this, I need a job here and here. You don't just tell one person and then you fold your hands. No, that's not how it works. So she calls me back a few days later and tells me that that lady told her that she's going to get her a job. That the lady asked her to if she can babysit. So this woman, the new lady, has about 3 kids here in America. So this lady has like 2 little children, and you know so she said that she needs to babysit the little children, so which as a mother, babysitting comes naturally as a mother to you. So she said it's something I can do even in my sleep. So she said okay. So now, babysitting jobs in America pays, right? A day, if you are good at your job and you work with the right agency, and depending on the case, you can make $250 a day, right? And because there's some certification that is required and all that stuff. So as long as you have all that stuff, you're covered. So I was happy for her. So I just so I asked her, how much is she paying you weekly for this job? And then she said she's paying me 250 a week. I said, what do you mean she's paying you like 250 a day or a week? She said a week. That is from Monday to Saturday. $250 for a whole week to babysit 2 children. And sometimes they make her sleep there. Now, this lady has just automatically started taking advantage of this woman that just got here, because she knows that this woman just got here. And you would think that as a fellow African who understands the trouble and the struggles that Africans go through here, and trying to adjust to the changes. And also a woman who has children, has a husband, has 2 children, they need to feed, go to school, pay rent, all that stuff. And the houses here in America, it's not like Nigeria where, let's say, you don't have your rent for this month. You can plead with your landlord and say, Oga landlord, please next week I'll pay you. No. The landlords here don't care. They don't want to hear it. And as a matter of fact, some of them don't even like Africans. So if you went through hell to get that house, would you want to owe the landlord? No, you do not. So I told this woman, this lady is taking advantage of you. And sometimes she makes this woman, a woman that has children and a husband at home, works her all night. She sleeps there, wakes up in the morning and continues. I'm like, this is so unfair. This is a fellow African. Why are you doing this to her? Why can't you at least up it a little bit? But no, she's carrying shoulder on to say, you should be lucky I even gave you that I even paid you 250. I'm like, why are people so wicked? Now, that's by the way. So I was able to get her to my church, um, which is my next topic. So there's this program they got her into. So she's doing this program to become a nurse, and she will be graduating next week. Thank God. So now when she graduates, she can work in a hospital and make money, right? So this is what Africans do to each other here. It's like cat and dog fight. Now, one thing you need to know before you travel is wherever you worship, if you're a believer, if you are a Buddhist, if you are, whatever your religion is, you need to identify when you step foot here in America or when you step foot wherever you are going. You need to identify with the people there. Go to that place. Don't just go to any house of worship. Go to a place where they help immigrants. Go to a place where they understand the struggle it is to be an immigrant, how hard it is for them to adjust, get a job, and start their life all over again. You need to find churches like that. Okay? Don't just go to any church just because you want to go to church. No, go to churches that have programs that help immigrants. A lot of churches here, they do it, but not all of them. Okay, so identify those that really help. And a lot of churches say that people go to is Baptist church, Adventist, or Catholic. Catholic, I've never seen any Catholic that have pantry or people that help the immigrant. I have not seen Catholic churches here in America do it, but I've seen Baptist church, I've seen Adventist, I've seen Pentecostal churches. Like the church that I go to, they have this thing called food pantry. Every week you come and collect bag of food. There's rice, there's beans, there's plantain, there's so many things inside it. If you're unemployed, if you just got here and you need like handouts, clothes, shoes, the church, I'm a partner actually in that church. Like I partner in that ministry. So like they give you all that stuff to, eat. At least you have food on your table until you're able to get yourself together, get a decent job, and you start working. These are things that you need to do when you get here. Okay. And also you need to be careful. Like, know when you're not wanted. Something happened to me. One time I went to apply for a job, right? So I called and I said, I heard that there's opening. I'm skilled in this area. So the lady starts by asking me, what's your name? I told her. Were you born here? I said no. Where are you from? I told her. Where in this country are you from? I told her. She said, we don't have a job. We don't have any job. So right there and there that is a code word for like, I don't want to employ you. We don't want you. You are African, right? Because that company is not a Nigerian run or African run. It's like an European, company and all that. So, but that is racism, right? So I didn't go ahead to start pushing and pushing. No, don't go where you're not wanted, because if you force yourself and enter where you're not wanted, they may not treat you like human at all. Okay, so right off the bat, you could see that okay, these people are racist. So you just respect yourself. God will provide for you. You just keep looking for other places, and God will provide something better for you if you believe in God. Okay. And finally, before you travel or when you're traveling, please, when people tell you, oh, please, when you're about entering the plane, like you're about to board and you're on the line, and someone say, can you hold this back for me? Let me go and pee. I'm sorry, but you have to use wisdom here. I don't think you should do it, because a lot of people have been in prison today because they don't even know how they got there. For instance, let me play a scenario out for you. Let's say we are on a queue, right? And we are going to board, and I have a bag with me. And then someone behind me tells me, "Can you hold this bag for me and let me pee?" And then I'm holding my bag, and then I'm holding their bag, and then I'm wheeling two bags just to keep her his or her space behind me. And then the security stops and said, "Okay, it's your turn. Let's search your bag." And then they search your bag, and then they say, "What about this?" And then you say, "That's not mine." And then do you think they're going to believe you? Automatically you are a suspect right there and then. They will not believe you. Okay, so what if that person leaves that bag for you and disappears? And then you have to answer to what you don't even know about. So if someone is standing at the airport, "Oh, hold this bag, hold this purse, hold this," just use wisdom and just, I don't know, just be wise. That's all I can say. I can't tell you don't help anybody. No. All I'm saying is use your head. Don't get into trouble trying to help somebody. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, so this is already 16 minutes. I don't want to continue and take more of a time. So, guys, I'll draw the curtains here this week. My name is Pixie. Thank you for tuning in. I love you for watching. Keep watching. Share, follow, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok at Royal Pixie. And thank you very much. I'll see you on my next episode. Bye for now.